This isn't actually about Bitcoin. It's about what Bitcoin teaches us. I just don't know how to start. Should I say my name? Hi, my name's John. I'm the founder of My First Bitcoin, the world's largest Bitcoin education nonprofit. My First Bitcoin is built around a core concept. Independent, impartial, community-led Bitcoin education will change the world. And I'm here to tell you about what is an unconference and why is an unconference. Another way to think of this is that it is a decentralized conference. We borrow a lot from Bitcoin. Bitcoin is our teacher, and Bitcoin teaches us that empowerment and decentralization are extremely important for the better world that we want to build. So we've applied that concept to a conference. If Bitcoin was a conference, we think it would look a lot like the Unconference. What it is at the start of the day, everyone comes together, they start in the same spot. Anybody that wants to speak later in the day has a chance to get up on stage and give a very quick summary. Who are you? What do you want to talk about? And then at the end of that, after everyone has had a chance to talk, we'll combine similar topics, put them together, and we'll kind of gauge interest from everyone there to determine the schedule for the rest of the day. So we'll co-create the schedule. And this does a few things. It involves everyone. The Unconference intentionally blurs the lines between organizer and attendee, between speaker and listener, between leader and follower. It tries to give us all the same opportunity to contribute, right? It tries to empower the individual. So we start off with that. We co-create the agenda. And even for those that aren't assigned a specific time and place to lead a conversation on the topic that they want to talk about, there might be a couple of other people that are interested in that topic, and they'll approach you, have a private conversation. Oftentimes we'll have 2 or 3 spaces that we organize at the start of the day. We'll make an agenda. And as the day progresses, a 3rd space, a 4th space, a 5th space is created by the attendees themselves. Bitcoin empowers the individual. The Unconference empowers the individual. This is a conference where you have the option to just listen, but it is a conference where you have the option to really engage, to really be a part of it, to really take action and take control. Because we believe that is one of the most revolutionary parts of Bitcoin, is that allows each of us to have power over our own life. And we want each person at the Unconference to have that same sort of power over how their environment unfolds, right? That is how we're going to change the world. We're going to change the world by being active, by being the solution, not by waiting for someone else to take charge, but by taking charge ourselves. The Unconference, like Bitcoin, is focused on empowerment, is focused on decentralization, and tries to create the world that we want to see. This isn't a theory, this is reality. We don't have to wait for someone's permission to change the world. In fact, it will never happen that way. If we want to change the world, we need to take charge of it. And the Unconference is built around that core idea that we can all take charge. And in fact, when we do take charge, Bitcoin allows us more control over our own life. That encourage us to look further into the future, because if you're waiting for somebody else to tell you what to do, it's very difficult to plan. But if you take charge of your own life, if you realize the power that you have in your own life, then you could look further into the future, and that changes everything. And that's what we're trying to do on a smaller scale with the Unconference. If you come to the Unconference, you will have more control over how the Unconference unfolds. Just the same as Bitcoin gives you power over how the world will be shaped in the future, you could shape the Unconference. It is an explicitly non-commercial event where nothing is for sale and ideas are given away for free. Some of the core objectives that we have with the Unconference is we want to share best practices and we want to speed up the timeline. The common theme is that it is for Bitcoin educators. Everything that happens at the Unconference is designed to make you a better Bitcoin educator. How do we do that? We become better Bitcoin educators by listening to each other, by sharing best practices, by working together, by collaborating. There's a core concept that Bitcoin has taught us that we try to apply to the Unconference, which is that we are more than the sum of our parts. We are not in competition with each other, rather we are collaborating with each other. That is one of the revolutionary aspects of Bitcoin, is that we can build a better world together. In fact, we have to. The problem with the world today that Bitcoin helps us solve is that we are not empowered empowered in our own life. We do not control our own future. We do not define our own destiny. We do not have agency in our own lives. And that leads to some negative second and third order effects. If you don't have control over your life, over your future, it disincentivizes us to plan. And if you're not planning ahead, then you're not thinking ahead. Bitcoin changes that. Bitcoin lets us have more agency in our own life. And when we have that foundation, we could think further into the future. And when we think further into the future, then it has tremendously positive second and third order effects. It's all about empowerment. We try to apply the lessons that Bitcoin has taught us to everything that we do, including the Unconference. So the main objective is to empower those who come to the Unconference. We are not trying to tell people what to do. No one there will tell you what to do. Everyone there will try to help you figure that out on your own. So it's an explicitly non-commercial space because we want to create an environment that encourages collaboration, that embraces the idea that we are more than the sum of our parts. The Unconference is for Bitcoin educators, is designed to make you a better Bitcoin educator. And everyone is a Bitcoin educator. Everyone has the capability to help spread that knowledge, to help bring new people onto this path to a better future. This path where we are empowered, where we have agency in our own lives, where we control our own money, where we control our own power. The Unconference is for everyone that wants to be a better Bitcoin educator. I don't just mean in the classroom. These are just everyday interactions that you have with merchants, with friends, with family. All of that is Bitcoin education. We are all Bitcoin educators, and this is designed to help us all become better Bitcoin educators. The world is on the wrong path. And Bitcoin can help us divert that path so we create a better future for all of us. But there is some urgency in this. So the Unconference is not just about sharing best practices, it's about speeding up the timeline. If someone has thought through or somebody has discovered a better way to educate a certain demographic, then we want them to share that with other Bitcoin educators around the world so that we could speed up the timeline, so we could do this together and we could do it faster. If you want to create a better world, you need to be active in that. You need to create it. You cannot wait for anyone else to do that. The Unconference is designed to bring people together who want to create a better world. So please, if you are interested in Bitcoin, if you are interested in more people learning about Bitcoin, if you are interested in a world in which people have more agency in their own lives, if you are interested in a world where the individual has more power over their own future, then join us. Come to the Bitcoin Educators Unconference. Connect with other Bitcoin educators, speed up the timeline, and let's change the world.